And we have more champions to talk about. The Hermleigh boys basketball team couldn't celebrate its district championship win without two of its star players, so the Cardinals brought the gold ball to them.
KCBD News Channel 11's Brittany Michelson gives us a look at the reunion.
It was just a horrific accident. So the fact that they're alive is huge.
Life changed in an instant for Hermleigh seniors Brinson Halford and Tyler Stewart when they were seriously hurt in a crash on the Slayton Highway Saturday night.
Just surreal. I didn't believe it at all. I don't think any of us did.
Because of that, they weren't able to be with their team to celebrate winning the district championship as they beat Ira Tuesday night.
They obviously been a big part of what we do. They've been here the whole time.
To honor that, Luis Esparza and his teammates brought the gold ball and a piece of the net to them in the hospital.
Once we took the picture, I showed it to him. He was like, dang, we look tough.
Cardinals coach Sammy Winter says the act speaks to who his players are as men and brothers.
And how much they care for each other.
A teacher at Hermleigh, Elaine Gibson, adds the overwhelming support from their team and the entire area speaks to who Brinson and Tyler are.
I can't say enough about those two boys. They're just so much fun. You can't be in a room or around them, even after their wreck, still cracking jokes, still smiling.
The boys' parents sent KCBD a message writing, "We knew we had good kids, but we truly had no idea how much our boys were loved." They shared the support they've received since the wreck, from phone calls to hospital visits to fundraisers and meals, adding, "We thank you from the bottom of our hearts."
We appreciate everyone and their support and their prayers. What a blessing.
Gibson says Brinson's still in the ICU after a 12-hour spinal surgery. She says Tyler is still having stomach problems after several internal surgeries after the wreck.
We really need to continue to lift these boys up in prayer. They're not out of the woods yet, but I know that they are strong-willed.
Brittany Michelson, KCBD News Channel 11.